with their NCAA tournament, aspirations. We shared the same equal urgency and commitment today. We put ourselves in that same situation. So obviously the tale of two halves, dug too big a hole in the first half, but a lot of respect for our players and the way we played in the second half. Especially this guy to my left, just played like an absolute warrior, man. He rebounded the ball, took care of the ball, played with great courage, as vocal as I've ever seen Klafke during a game. So a lot of respect for the guy to my left. Again, congratulate Sean in Texas and a good home win. We had no answer for their big guy inside. Good player. Sean's doing a really good job with him. I think he's improved from November to now we're in February. He had our attention in the game plan. We just didn't make enough plays. But it was more, I thought, what he was doing than what we weren't doing. And really, he was the difference in the game, his ability to play in the paint. But I thought it was a good college basketball game. Really proud of Klafke here. Still a young player in college basketball, sophomore. One of the only freshmen in the SEC last year that was in the rotation and played in every game. I was really proud of Eduardo Klafke today. Any questions for Klafke?
The front right.
Hey, Eduardo, in the second half, you were making just key shot after key shot. There at the end, the last 3 minutes, you guys didn't score. Did you feel like maybe you just kind of ran out of gas, or did you guys just miss some looks?
No, actually, we've been going through a lot. Our team, I feel like we are trying to have each other's backs, and I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the answer for that. We fought like we never fought before. We've been going through a lot in practice, in preparation, so we're just trying to win this one for Coach, but unfortunately we ran out of time.
Chris mentioned the tale of two halves. You're down 18 at one point in the first half. It's like nothing was going well, and then to play as well as you guys did in the second half, how do you – I know you'd love to be able to figure that out, but how do you sort of try to explain that?
There's no secret. We just kept fighting. As Coach said in the locker room, we got to keep fighting, winning the 4-minute games, and that's it.
You mentioned wanting to win this for your coach. How much of a factor, how much of a motivation was that for you guys coming into this game?
It was a big factor, This was an important game for him, so this was an important game for me and my teammates. Unfortunately, like I said, we couldn't do this for him, but we try to fight a lot for him today.
Eduardo, you weren't matched up against their big guy, obviously, but what kind of pressure did he apply to y'all's defense?
He applied a big pressure because he's obviously really big. We don't have anybody in our roster that is that big, and obviously he was making the plays. Their teammates were throwing it inside for him, and he was making shots.
In the first half, a Texas assistant was trying to tell his team that you couldn't dribble. I know you heard that. Did that motivate?
Which assistant was saying that?
I don't know his name, but I heard it, and he heard it. What did that do for you?
I think it was the coach's son. I kind of took that personal, Obviously, last year I had a role, and this year, I kind of got tired of this narrative that I'm a ball mover, and my whole life I've been the scorer in my team. Back in Brazil I was averaging like 25, 30, and I'm just trying to adapt. And to have a game like this today, it means a lot, but it doesn't mean anything if we didn't get the win.
Kind of going back, you talked about this being a big game for you guys, wanting to win this for your coach. I guess what was the preparation like compared to other games? Was it any different? Was the pressure any different? What was
the same thing? Our coach really talked about this being the next game on the schedule. We always talked about the most important game for us is the next game in the schedule. It doesn't matter where it is, against who it is. I think we're the first team in the history of SEC that played like 4 or 5 road games in a row. And it just don't matter for us. We're going to play the same way, anybody, and anywhere.
All right, thanks, Eduardo.
Appreciate it.
All right, if you raise your hand, we'll call on you. Questions for Coach Beard. We'll start second row on the right.
Hey, Chris.
What's up?
I was curious what your emotions were this whole game and everything, and particularly on Simeon Welcher and Jordan Pope. I don't guess they were the main part of your scouting report for Texas.
Yeah, I'll work backwards on that. Pope's a veteran player, scoring point guard, kind of picks and chooses his time. I think Sean's asking him to do something, and he's doing it well, but we all know he has the burst in him where it's a 30-point game on the horizon. The other player's a good player. Played for Coach Pitino, if I'm not mistaken, just kind of a gutsy guy. And, I'll say this, first-year teams are really hard. We've had some great success. One of the proudest moments in my life was this weekend, is when they inducted our whole Little Rock team in the Hall of Fame. Not me, not the best player, the whole team. And we were able to accomplish that in the first season. We've also done that before a couple times along the road. But more times than not, the first year's a challenge. And I think Sean's doing a great job here. Obviously he's got talent. They're getting better as the season goes on. I think they're a team that nobody's going to want to see in the NCAA tournament. In terms of coming back here, it's not coaching speak. I promise. It is the next game on the schedule. But we talked to the guys a lot about getting emotionally attached to each game. We played at Kentucky. Travis Perry had been at Kentucky. We'll play LSU this year. Corey Chess was at LSU. So as a competitor, you tell the players. We try to get the guys emotionally attached to each game. We're always looking for locker room material. Somebody disrespect us. We never pay attention to the odds and all that stuff because I don't understand that. But I'd be curious, the assistant coach that doesn't think Klafke dribbles, we'll try to find clear film proof of that. And, if the basketball gods put us against Texas again in Nashville, then I'm sure we'll kind of use that. But the point being, we try to get emotionally attached to each game. So did I explain to our players this week that several of us on this coaching staff used to coach at Texas? Well, of course I did, because we're trying to find the edge to try to get guys emotionally attached to the game.
We'll go second row on the right.
Yeah, Chris, just what was your reaction to the reception that you got from the fans here when your name was called?
Again, no coaching speak. I really didn't notice it. Thought it was a great home crowd for basketball on a Saturday in Austin, Texas. Did hear a few things from the student section entering the floor and leaving the floor, but no different than the things you hear at other great home court advantages around the country. So certainly not trying to avoid the question, but I was pretty locked in, but I've always been like that. I really have never noticed anything with the crowd. I think it's one of my strengths.
Chris, you mentioned Modest had gotten better from early in the year to now. How? What have you seen?
We were working hard today to try to get him in some type of foul trouble. We were successful in some moments, but in other moments, I do give him a lot of credit for staying vertical, keeping his arms in the air and even back. The refs are looking for the verticality. I'm just impressed. I think as a basketball person, I basically watch every game the opponent's played. And so I think my opinion is fact-based. He's getting better throughout the season of avoiding what you would call as a coach kind of a dumb foul, a non-negotiable. Don't foul there, big guy. It's not worth it. I thought he did a good job today with his discipline. I thought we did a good job earning the fouls that he did commit. We just needed a couple more down the stretch, and we weren't successful in doing that.
Go in the back in the middle.
Chris, your team has played in 4 straight road games. I mean, how hard is it to always be constantly on the road, and how much are you looking forward to being back in Oxford?
Yeah, a lot to do with that question. We've won a couple of road games in this league. You people saw our team today. It's really been the tell of our season. This wasn't the game that the point differential at the end will dictate. This was a one-possession game in winning time. And so it's been a challenge. We're a no-excuse program, but fine line as a coach. You want to fight for your players a little bit, and you want to communicate with your fan base and all the great Ole Miss people that support our team. I've got a great job. Ole Miss is a special place. The national scene, saw it recently with the baseball team winning the national championship, and then we were reminded of it with the great football run this year. And so we got a lot of people that care about the program. So I think one of the responsibilities of the coach is to communicate with your fan base throughout the year. And nobody likes a crybaby. Nobody wants, the guy that makes excuses. But you asked the question, I didn't mention it in my opening statement. And we started this league with 7-10 on the road. We've had a stretch with 4 straight road games. Some of it was affected by weather in Oxford. We had to flip a home and home with Vanderbilt, which again, you can't control those things. But the reality of it is we've been on the road for a long time. So we're looking forward to getting back to the best college town in the country, Oxford, Mississippi. We're hoping that our fans will stick with us during this kind of tough time on the record, the wins and losses. But you guys saw our team play today. We played with a lot of fight and heart. I was proud of our guys today. That second half effort as a coach, you don't take that for granted. This game was an inch away from start the bus. But there's something in our guys that continues just to fight and scrap. So I have a lot of optimism. Today was the turning point in SEC play. We got a lot of basketball left. We got some home games coming up, and I still believe in this team, period. I believe in this team just like I did when we were in SEC media days and coaches get up there and state their case.
Any other questions for Coach?
Okay, well, Chris, the final stretch, did y'all run out of gas after overcoming that big deficit? Or ultimately, what was the biggest factor in that 14-0 run?
Yeah, I think we were fatigued late, but so were they. And so I thought we did a good job managing our timeouts. I thought we had the media timeout come at some convenient times for us. So fatigue, shortening the rotation, playing less players in the second half, did that impact the game? No, not in my opinion, because Texas shrinked their rotation a little bit too. Just a couple plays. You can't foul a three-point shooter in the corner. From my vantage point, I thought there was a goaltending call by Texas grabbing the rim late in the game, but the refs aren't going to make every call correct, just like none of us in this room are correct in everything. So then down the stretch, we got some decent shots late. Fortune didn't go our way. And again, all the credit to Texas. I don't think the narrative tonight is that we ran out of gas or we didn't play well in the second half. I thought they made a couple more plays than us. To me, they were playing with a lot of desperation today. You don't have to be an analyst or an expert in basketball to look at their remaining schedule, understand what it takes to get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. This is a must-win for Texas. But what I would tell you is a must-win for us, too, because we still believe that we have a lot of chances and opportunities this season to kind of write our own story.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank you.